What a day on the University of Iowa campus. A never-before-seen event. 40,000 wrestling fans in Kinnick Stadium. Two storied programs, Oklahoma State and Iowa, colliding outside. Incredible. The stage is set.
We're ready for 125 pounds. Thomas Gilman versus Eddie Clamara. Both All-Americans. Clamara out of Providence Catholic, Joliet, Illinois. Thomas Gilman out of Scott Catholic in Omaha, a four-time state champ, All-American last year. Clamara, senior. Thomas Gilman, a junior.
He really looks sharp here. I was able to go ahead and see a little bit of the Iowa practices. He's always been the big 125-pounder. Carries a lot of, range in his body, and Clamara really quick, lightning quick. These matches before have been all Gilman, though, so Gilman a heavy favorite in this bout and potentially a bonus point situation for the Hawks.
Clamara, a very interesting story. He was dismissed from the team in 2014 after the NCAAs, had a little run-in with the law, but got his life in order, and that's what Coach John Smith does so well. He stayed with him, the university stayed with him, and he's worked his way back onto the team and into being an All-American for the first time last year.
I gotta tell you, with that radiant heat right now, with that sun, clear skies here in Iowa City, I mean, this is just perfect weather. And middle of the season, this, weight's not necessarily a factor, but these first couple weigh-ins, it really is getting acclimated, and I think this cooler weather is actually going to be beneficial for the athletes not getting tired, and we're going to see really good action.
Thomas Gilman for the Iowa Hawkeyes in the black singlet and the green ankle band. Eddie Clamara for the orange and black, with the Cowboys in the red ankle band. You noticed Jeff Cook, the official, he's got a red ankle band around his left and a green ankle band around his right wrist, and he'll signify points that way.
Those are football officiating uniforms. the wide stripes.
Very appropriate.
Yeah.
Very appropriate. As we're in the south end zone at Kinnick Stadium, over 40,000 tickets already sold. We'll tell you at halftime the total number of tickets sold, but it's amazing.
Easily over half of the stadium filled.
And then the game tonight, the Iowa Hawkeyes undefeated, going up against their rival Minnesota, trying to become 10-0 for the first time in history of the football program. Sold out, 70,000 plus tonight. Over 110,000 fans going in and out of the turnstiles of Kinnick today in one day. What a weekend at the University of Iowa.
So far, this has been a good period for Clamara. Remember, he's been dominated. There's a whip-over situation there for Gilman, but Gilman likes to attack that left leg of Clamara, all right? He can go both sides, but his preferred side is that back leg, and he's having trouble getting over to it. So this is, I'm sure that there's been a lot of scouting. Now Gilman has nice head position. He's going to snap around to the other side, but Clamara from Oklahoma State doing a pretty good job of squaring up. Talk a little bit about this mat, a special mat. No, nice ankle pick there by Clamara. Now follows it up with a double leg shot. So there's the strength of Gilman, scrambling all the way through. And the floor of Kinnick Stadium is normally heated to, above freezing. So they got a heat source to it, so that is not an issue.
Well, we've got a heat source with that sun in our eyes here, Jim. And
black mat too, yeah, it's awesome. Nice tried an ankle pick. Now Gilman's got an opportunity, but notice how Clamara was able to come over the top of that ankle pick with his his left elbow. Able to block that off.
15 seconds, we'll see what Gilman has here, because certainly Clamara controlling the pace that he likes here in the first period. If he can get out with no score, it'll be big.
Yeah, he comes over the top of that ankle pick again with an overhook. Now he's into a whizzer situation. They're able to put the leg in against two.
2 points with 1.5 seconds left. Gilman will choose down to begin the second period in this first match at 125 pounds. That's where we started. We're just getting started at Kinnick Stadium. Oklahoma State, Iowa, two most storied programs in the history of college wrestling going at it early on. It never happens.
Gilman not quite out yet. Now he gets the escape. Again, will Clamara be able to stay on the offense, be able to get low, or will this turn into a kind of a head-stamping fest where Gilman is able to stuff the head and get the angle he likes?
What's the difference mentally, Jim, if Clamara would have been able to go the first period without giving up the takedown? It's just huge.
It just turns it into a 4-minute match, and I think that's, again, an advantage that you can just hang around, but right now he stuffed the head again. Again, every time that Gilman goes, he's going to stuff the head. And I was impressed with him when I was in the practice room yesterday, just the way he was drilling. And this 40,000 fans are
Stalling.
coming alive here. Nothing's changed from Carver as far as getting those calls, and the crowd knows when to respond.
That's a warning stalling and a second warning because he was called for stalling on the mat, and then Jeff Cook, the official, called him for backing out of the circle, not trying to get back to the center. So that's 2 calls inside 10 seconds. Both brands, Tom and Terry, the associate head coach, both world champions. Tom Brands, 3-time NCAA champion and Olympic champion. 10th year at Iowa as the head coach.
Well, that's just as good as getting 2 takedowns in the first period. That action right there with the escape, and you see Klimara, he's going to try to attack the low leg, and now Gilman with that outstanding reach he has, but he gets over to the far side, and this is about ready to turn into a rout.
And now with 20 seconds left, he's going to keep him on the mat right here, but he's having it his way. We're talking about Gilman out in front 6-0, having it his way.
Well, you know what? A great adjustment by Gilman's part. He went to his weak side, which is the left side, but when he went to finish, he finished on his strong side. Got over to the other side of the body, and crowd appreciates that.
Two extra points if you get a 15-point spread on your opponent. Right now, Thomas Gilman got about 20 seconds of riding time, so he's looking to build up that riding time.
He's doing a nice job with the spiral ride. You notice how he gets that left elbow of his opponent out. When you get that elbow out, you can grab the wrist. Klimara really kind of content. You know, this is an event, you know what the situation is. You know you don't want to give bonus points up. You're bound in the match. You know, this is a situation where Gilman now is going to cut now that he's got 50 seconds of riding time.
50 seconds of riding time. When he takes him down, he'll get the extra riding time. And boy, is Gilman stalking Klimara.
Well, he is. He's waiting for that weak shot. If he gets the weak shot, he's going to drift to his right. He's best when he's moving to his right, attacking that left leg. That's his strong suit, but what I see from him right now is he's willing to go to both sides.
A sophomore, now a junior, but an All-American last year in his first year in the lineup. Yeah, very accomplished worldwide as well in freestyle.
Klimara's getting a little bit long in the pitch count. It's the same motion, it's the same attack every time, and the penetration is not quite there the way it was in the beginning. So
for the major, for the extra point and 4 points for the team, Gilman needs to take Klimara down here prior to the 22nd mark and ride him out. He's on the ankle.
Yep, he's on the ankle. He's got his shoulder below the knee. He's looking for the far ankle. Klimara reaching back into the crotch, trying to create a, well, it's going to be a potentially dangerous situation.
There's a job to do by Klimara right here because he's in a position not to give up that extra point.
Yeah, stuffed ahead again. This is easy position for Gilman to score. He's just so efficient in here. Gathered
he
up
gets a 2, and it's going to be close.
Yeah,
yes, he's going to get the riding time.
Yeah, he keeps him down here. Klimara's got it coming up to his feet, but Gilman drops in.
Here comes the count. 1. He'll get a warning, but he has not been warned.
Yeah, he'll get the warning right here. This is where, you know, those are team point issues here.
Boy, that's really stupid.
You shove a guy like that, and somehow the Oklahoma State coaching staff is getting warned. I think he's going to be pretty happy with his performance.
Yep, the major. Watching wrestling, 70,000 tonight for the Iowa football game, 110,000 going through the turnstiles. I doubt if Niall ever dreamed about this. 157 pounds, Chance Marsteller, the freshman for the Cowboys, and a senior, Edwin Cooper Jr. for the Hawkeyes. Edwin Cooper Jr., real interesting. Started at Iowa Central, was a national junior champion. Then he didn't compete the next year, went to Upper Iowa and finished second in Division II, came here to Iowa, didn't break the lineup. He's like that football team, those fifth-year linemen that wait their turn. Edwin Cooper gets his today.
Yeah, and Chance Marsteller was the all-world, you know, #1 ranked guy coming out of high school, and he just hasn't, you know, hit stride yet, you know, as a young man in the Oklahoma State program. So really an opportunity for Cooper. You kind of say on paper that this is Marsteller's match, but you know, he's a guy that wrestled at 170 in high school, and now he's down at the 57-pound weight class. He probably went up to get the competition, and sometimes you lose a little bit of the, you know, the quickness. There's a sloppy headlock. All right, Marsteller stepping over the top of it. That was tried to bulldog him down there. It was something you see out of the rodeo.
Chance Marsteller, as Jim was talking about, tremendous high school recruit, the National Dave Schultz Excellence Award and the Junior Hodge Award winner in 2014, a 4-time Pennsylvania state champion out of Kennard Dale High School. 166-0 in high school, but it's been a hard road for him in his redshirt year, and now this year breaking the lineup at a weight lower, Jim, than he probably would like to be.
Yeah, and for a guy who might be struggling with his confidence, if Cooper can go ahead, there's a near arm far leg. He's got that fairly tight, all right? He's able to go ahead and get the takedown. So
nice takedown by Marsteller out in front, 2-0 for the Cowboy.
And just like what we saw with Logan Ryan before, he was able to go ahead and kind of stay in the match because he was, you know, physical. Don't want to give up those early takedowns because it's just nothing but allow the guy who's used to doing a lot of winning kind of exhale and get back into his game.
Cooper out of Providence Catholic High School, Joliet, Illinois. Both these guys, you know, today's matchups have national implications, but they also have local implications, Jim, because they don't know what their lineups are going to be. And so these guys are out there like these two, just trying to say, we belong at this weight class in the varsity lineup.
No question about it, because, you know, a guy like Marsteller, I mean, Joe Smith, John's son, the multi-time, the high school All-American and one of the top kids, was able to beat Marsteller pretty handily
in the Oklahoma Open.
You know, this is an Oklahoma State team, just much like the Iowa team that's looking to win a national title. You've got Ohio State trying to repeat, and Penn State, it's in the mix, and Cornell. I mean, they're putting everything out there they can, and red shirts, there's a potential count situation.
And he's getting the count here. And, you know, what they're looking for in the Cowboys is for Marsteller to find that energy level, and right now it looks like he has early on.
Yeah, he has. He's just been able to go ahead and secure a tilt for 4 points, so I would have to think that this is a huge, huge confidence thing for him. Now you see how tight he is on the hips. He's able to drop back. Nice job by Cooper answering with the escape. Again, it just looked like he got too comfortable. There's a double. He can score off of this.
And he gets the 2, and the energy just turned around.
Yeah. See, Coach Brand's telling Cooper to stay down, keep him down. Now he's going to make sure that he understands that coming back to the center. This match just changed. 6-3. And he's just going to get warned for stalling, and John Smith is saying, get your rear end out there.
Already, the energy level that he found, I said early on, whether or not he can keep it going is a big question right now. We're talking about Marsteller out in front, 6-3.
I don't, you know, you hope that Cooper, if you're an Iowa fan, you hope that Cooper realizes how beneficial situation he is with those, you know, that escape and takedown, ride out.
So he rides him out.
The referee's going to allow him a chance to go ahead and, you know, you're supposed to show up on the mat with your shoelaces covered. And I'll tell you what, 40,000 people aren't buying the fact that he has problems with this.
Nutrition is such a part of this sport, and Marsteller has never cut weight or understood the nutrition part of the sport before, probably, and so he hasn't created a habit yet at 157. He's got a caution. He jumped the gun.
And he may pay for it. Now, Marsteller's got to, you know, act on the instinct of being a champion. You know, when you put your head on the mat like that, you're not really showing much, particularly when you have your shoelaces flat. And this crowd's going to give Cooper a call.
And the call's going to come.
Absolutely.
He's already been warned.
And I think that, you know, Cooper is doing a nice job of covering on him. He doesn't want to give him anything easy.
Working on the half Nelson, too. He's not just hanging.
Yep.
Cooper on top. There's warning. 1 point for Cooper. It's now 6-4, and all of a sudden, the match is in reach for Cooper.
Oh, not only this, he's got the arm behind the back. if Marsteller makes a big move, Cooper can throw. Right here. And now he goes to his back. Marsteller comes back, and he's going to get a count. But I don't know.
He gets a 2 count. So reversal and 2 point.
Now back to the tilt. And Cooper not exploding, not understanding the danger he's in. Gives up another 2 points. So Marsteller really relying on his instincts of being a winner. We all know he doesn't feel good out there. He's relying on his instincts. He's a guy who's won a lot of matches.
All right, that was 2 points for a reversal, 2 points for near fall, another 2 point for near fall, now an escape, and the energy is all Cooper. The scoring has been Marsteller.
Yeah, and now the new rules here, the official will have to make a call. And they go off.
Warning.
Warning.
Against, warning against Marsteller for pulling him off. And so Cooper gets 1.
You see John Smith is on his feet asking him. There's no question about it that Marsteller is trying to slow down the pace of the match at that point.
And there's still a full period left.
Yeah. Cooper still needs to realize that he's still in this match, even though it's 12 to 2, or 12 to 6, excuse me. Marsteller has shut down. And for Cooper, he's got to smell that there's a little bit of blood in the water here and really kind of get after it. He's double leg. No points. And again, gets the 2 point takedown. Now Iowa coaching staff is asking him to cut him. 1 point escape. It should be pretty easy. Walk right around, but you know what? Sometimes you need to be coached on how to let a guy go. Definitely bailing out. 1:20 left in the match. And Cooper allowing himself to get that right elbow tied up.
Now to get space between him, the double leg can't be stopped.
Yep. Referee will likely call a stalemate in here, give Cooper an opportunity to score. But he walks straight out. I think that's a stall call.
Well, that's a stall. Walked out. That's one more.
Yeah.
How many is that? That's 3.
3 1-pointers.
Next one's out.
So
next one's a disqualification.
Young man better hit the center here. It's going to be what it's going to be. Just wrestle. And Cooper doesn't realize he's allowing himself to get sucked up on that ride, and Marsteller has given up the takedown. Iowa coaching staff wants to let him up again. Marsteller needs to bring his head up. "30 seconds left. I wouldn't be surprised if they call a stalemate or something like here, even though it's probably not the right call. Let him up. Yep, he called a stalemate. That action right there.
Takedown ties it.
Well, they're gonna let him up. So really, it's a 14 to 11 score.
14 to 11. Got to be to his back, or if he backs off.
Short time. And the Cowboys are pretty fortunate here. Their man held it together.
Wow.
You know,
the early scores,
you called
Marsteller hangs on.
You called it early, Tim. Marsteller was not into that bout after the first 3 minutes, but Cooper really didn't have the techniques available to take advantage of it. Gave up the back points early. If he could have stayed in that match a little bit earlier, it might have been a different outcome.
We're ready for 165 pounds. Speaking of great, one of the all-time great Oklahoma States has a chance to be a three-timer, Alex Derringer. He's got a 49-match streak going. He's a two-time NCAA champion. He's going up against Patrick Rhodes, a senior out of Kansas City, Staley High School, where he was a two-time state champ in Missouri.
Really tough duty for Rhodes here in this situation for the Hawkeyes. And you know that Derringer has been one of the better wrestlers, you know, since he's actually his freshman year in any weight class he's been in. He finished third at 157 his freshman year, and then 2 national titles the last 2 years. So, you know, been a dominant wrestler at this weight. Likes to work off that that right hand, you know, inside bicep tie. Not so much off the elbow like you see a lot of the Oklahoma State wrestlers. Got a great near arm far leg, and he'll take people to their back with it. Actually, he's from Wisconsin, so you know, he's used to this kind of weather.
Out of his 33 wins last year, 28 had major decisions or more. Alex Derringer.
Right there,
just
see
boom, right to that ankle pick.
Yeah, it loves to work off that. The left arm is his power arm on the shot. Just drove right through, and he's going to want to wrestle on his feet. Again, this was the premier bonus point situation here for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I mean, they were very fortunate to come off with a win there at 157 with Marsteller, but it made it a meet. And now they got to count on their Cowboy captain, and here you see one of the calls right now, stalemate on the interlocking fingers. You're going to see that call quite a bit more.
Giving him a chance this time. The next time they'll determine who was the initiator, and they'll warn him.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to, you know, talk about who's initiating it here, because if you come at your opponent with your palm up, all right, with your fingers spread apart, you're naturally going to get those fingers collapsed. So referee has one more thing to think about, and he also has to have the right angle to call that. There, off the double leg, under a nice job of cutting the corner here by Derringer. Right there, he's looking for takedown and potentially back points, and Patrick Rhodes did a nice job of staying off his back on that one.
You're looking at one of the best in Alex Derringer, the Cowboy, two-time NCAA champion, and not just in folk style is he good. He's a tremendous freestyler, been around the world, a junior world champ, and he'll be trying to beat the best there is, Jordan Burroughs, when it comes Olympic trials time after his career for the Cowboys, but he's certainly got the skill sets for the after college time.
And he put himself in a little bit of a box here, because now he's made a determination by giving up that release at the end of the edge of the mat. Is that, you know, do you want to let Rhodes be the last guy to score? So expect him to come with his best offense right there. And so far 20 seconds with one attempt. Right back at it. He gets a stall warning for his activity.
Warning for stalling on Iowa's Rhodes.
Rhodes has his rear end to the mat. Back in on that leg and switch off to the double leg. Comes the other direction. Has plenty of room to score. So
a stalling against Rhodes and a takedown for Derringer in the last 10 seconds of this first period. Derringer out in front, 6-2. Derringer trying to tighten the score up. The Hawkeyes out in front, 10-6 at the halfway mark. And if he can get a major decision or more, he could either tie it up for the Cowboys or go ahead.
Yeah, you know, they're slick takedowns. They're not necessarily the type activity in this match where Rhodes is going to get real tired, you know, so it's not like you're going to grind a guy down and pin him here. So you try to and Derringer is a pinner. He can go ahead and bring it from the top position.
One of the biggest and best sports weekends in Hawk history. I just handed the total attendance coming through the turnstile today, 42,287. There won't be, I mean, they will be among the highest in football attendance this Saturday, you know, and we're looking around, and this place is really, really packed.
Well, last year the Hawks in January and February wrestled in front of 100,000 people. You know, paying customers watch this team, you know, at Penn State, national duels, their own home schedule at Oklahoma State. But now they're off to a flying start here to match and exceed that amount. Congratulations to the Hawkeye Athletic Department, this wrestling program.
They've been thinking about this for a while. In fact, a friend told me he first heard about it when Gary Kirtlemeyer mentioned, wouldn't it be great to wrestle? But do you think maybe when they were walking out of Penn State set the record last winter with nearly 16,000. he said to Luke Eustace, Coach Brands did, all right, let's go.
A little history lesson. Way back in the day, Iowa wrestled Oklahoma State in the field house, and they basically put mats all the way through the basketball court, right? They had one big square, and it amounted to maybe 2.5 mats, and so there's a nice double leg shot there right at the end of the period again. So match score up to 8-2, but the Hawks have been known to put wrestle in a big arena, used to doing that, but that's why they have a limit on the size of the mat, is because the Hawks took advantage of that rule and made a huge mat. It was quite a spectacle.
Patrick Rhodes will go down to begin the third period, trailing 10-2. A dominant performance so far by the two-time NCAA champion, three-time All-American, Alex Derringer. Man, Alex Derringer can beat you in every position.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Tim. But he's not really much of a pusher. So he's not really getting the pressure back from Rhodes on his shot. So everything he's hit has been fairly slick and below the knee. And this is the more physical wrestling that you'd kind of expect to see when a guy's trying to run up the score. Working that snap, pushing in,
Coach Smith was saying when people would come into the room and watch practice, they end up watching Alex Derringer, and he has a hard time keeping him with practice partners because they seem to, in his words, just drift away.
Yeah, well, that's in the beginning of practice. That happens with all the great ones. The coach has to determine the practice partners for it. Nice job by Rhodes fighting off that attempt.
12-4 with a minute left.
Good portion of the Hawkeye faithful here appreciated the effort there that Rhodes put in getting out of that attack. Again, so far, got a long ways to perhaps get bonus points. Got to create that action. Oh, that's nice. In, out, back in, attack at the angle. And I don't think right now Coach Smith is looking at 14-4 score. Remember, with the 4-point near fall, all you have to do is turn them for that 4 points, and with the riding time, you'd have the tech fall. So, not much action. Rhodes comes up to his feet.
20 seconds left in regulation, and Alex Derringer showing you why he's already a two-timer, looking to be a three-timer and one of the best in Cowboy history. We've got Eric Guerrero in the corner as one of the assistant coaches, who's a three-time NCAA champion for the Cowboys, and Alex Derringer trying to join that great company. He wins today with riding time 17-5. That's 4 points. It's all tied up. And so here we got Kyle Crutchmer, the junior, All-American. Beat Mike Evans for 5th place to get that All-American spot. That was Iowa's starter last year at this weight class, keeping Alex Meyer out of the NCAAs.
Wow.
Whoa!
Duck under to a headlock, and that's tight, guys. Oh.
Big move by Crutchmer.
And Meyer's doing a nice job of trying to get his belt buckle to the mat, right? You can't pin a guy if that's the case. That left leg, there's enough torque on that upper body to flop that left leg over, or that right leg of Myers over. It's trouble for him, but that's a tight headlock. And notice the grip of it. It's probably going to be called illegal. We'll look on the replay here. Nice, watch the duck under here. Now headlock the other direction. It's a lot like what Caldwell did from North Carolina State against Brett Metcalf in the NCAA finals, right?
You called it, Jim. It was a technical violation.
Well, he had it. It was legal to begin with, and it slipped out. The arm slipped out, so he just had a hold of the head, and I thought that was a great call.
Caution on Meyer for jumping the gun. He's got to be motionless for at least a second. Well, Jeff Cook will bring him back to that position. What a way to bring the crowd quiet. The Cowboy 174-pounder, Kyle Crutchmer, with the big headlock, 2-point takedown and 4-point near fall. But 6-2 now with the escape.
It happened early enough in the match, though, that there's plenty of wrestling left in this. But no question about it. Meyer's going to have to get on his horse and really put the pressure on Crutchmer. And Crutchmer, knowing that here, is pretty good at holding position in the center of the mat. You won't see many times that he'll go off, but
Alex Meyer out of Southeast Polk is a state champion there, and now he's finally into the lineup after wrestling behind Mike Evans the last couple of years.
And Meyer really doesn't have a tie. He's got an over collar right there, but now he's got the collar tie he wants. Now you see that elbow tie off of for Crutchmer. Meyer really has to get busy and start taking some risk at some point in this match now. I mean, this is a critical. And just maybe keeping the pace up. You know, you can't settle for a slow pace right now once you've given up the big move. It's over. There's no undressing it. It's
Kyle Crutchmer out of the storied Tulsa Union program. Wrestled for his dad, and he also a football player for that powerhouse football team in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And again, what Meyer is doing is giving up that he's able to go ahead and get the takedown. Yep, and that's just
now all of a sudden it's 6-4. It's a 2-point match in the first period.
Absolutely. Crutchmer is 52 seconds left, and you know what? We were at the All-Star meet where he was defeated in an exhibition match with against Epperly from Virginia Tech, and you really got the sense that he had a hard time keeping the pace of the matchup. But you know, since then they've weighed in about 3 times.
35 seconds left in the first period.
And the battle here now is that Meyer really, if he gives up an escape, has really got to keep stay aggressive on the feet. Crutchmer probably will be content just to get the escape or reversal.
Got the hips away just for a minute, but no. Meyer did a nice job of getting
the left
back.
arm right there. He controlled it, right? And now Crutchmer is settling, and I don't think Crutchmer's used to a man on his right side of his body. That's another thing that you can just tell that he's not the same wrestler when you're riding on the right-hand side. Good end of the period for Meyer.
Meyer back in it after getting thrown to his back and almost pinned. You see that look in his eye? It's like Seabiscuit, you know? You're looking for that old look in the eye, and Meyer just gave it to his corner.
Yeah, he'll bring it the whole match. And now the activity level, you know, you just can't settle in ties if you're Meyer, and if you're Crutchmer, you know, you're the deception that you can bring to the party here is really key, and maybe still look for your offense. Crutchmer seems to be very content with just holding position out there.
Six to 5 in favor of Kyle Crutchmer, the junior, out of Spokane, Washington, Meade High School. Or no,
double leg there.
Tulsa Union, I'm sorry.
This is he's got him down to his rear end there. Yep, nice drive. Got Meyer walking into it and able to follow it up with a quick escape as Meyer. And Meyer's keeping the pace up.
Nice job by Crutchmer there.
Yep, takedown. And you know, when you're in the center of the mat,
in on it, looking for the far leg.
Yeah, Meyer. But he's got the elbow, he's got the knee locked up. See, that's elbow deep around the thigh. Meyer somehow's got to create some hip separation. Right? And
there's the 2.
Wow, tied up.
All tied up, 8-8. 30 seconds left in the second period.
42,000
Crutchmer
strong.
not moving too much.
No, he's not.
Stalling, warning on Crutchmer.
Again, he's not used to having somebody ride him on the right side. He's not hitting any changeover techniques, and that's natural for Meyer to be over there. It's really shut his offense down from the down position.
And the crowd back into it. It's early, it's outside. It's incredible.
And it's 1:04 of advantage time here for Meyer.
10-10 on the scoreboard. If you're just joining us, Oklahoma State's Kyle Crutchmer hit a headlock, threw Meyer to his back early, was out in front 6-0, almost pinned him. And Alex Meyer has grinded his way all the way back to tying this match up. That's a second caution on Kyle Crutchmer. The third one will be a point against him. You get 2 cautions before a point. You got to stay set, motionless for a second underneath before the official blows the whistle.
And then see how Crutchmer was able to get out from underneath. Now he goes right to the edge of the net.
He can't back out. That's warning.
Yeah.
Yes, you cannot back out.
When you go there,
You gotta think.
When you go there right off of the escape and go right to the edge of the mat, you've really set yourself up. So like you're talking about, Tim, tactically just a nightmare.
Oh, he did not think there. I mean, he just backed right off.
Yeah, but so, you know,
it's not last year.
When you see your opponent there and you push him off and he goes straight out. So, again, the pilot light is out again. The riding time is in favor of Meyer.
So right now, if they remain on their feet, Meyer would have come all the way back to win because he does have riding time. Crutchmer has to take him down to win.
You know, what Crutchmer's looking for, says it doesn't seem to be able to find it. And Meyer just holding position in the center of the mat. He's got the 1-point lead. I'm not convinced that Crutchmer knows he's down. Yeah, he's on the offense. Now there's on a shot.
Nice shot.
Yeah, but he's not able to switch off to the double. He gets it. Now he's able to score. Yes. Now will he able to cut riding time? It's down to 110. Critical juncture in the match right now. And they go off with 1:03 left in the riding time. So
Crutchmer really out in front, 11-9. He'll probably erase riding time right here, unless Meyer can come up in 3 seconds.
And he's just going to continue to stay with him.
Okay, Meyer down now. It's 11-10, and that is the score. There's no riding time advantage.
And he can give up a stall warning, too, if he even goes straight off the mat. This time he circles back in, shows a little more awareness. Meyer's picking up the pace. Short time.
All the way back to get your heart broken.
Yeah, what a job by Meyer making this a match after going down 6-0.
Sammy Brooks out of Oak Park River Forest. He was coached by Hall of Famer Mike Powell. He was a 2-time state champion. And he gets the opportunity here to get the Hawks going, and he will be favored to do that. Jordan Rogers, a junior. Sammy Brooks, a junior.
Sammy Brooks had a lot of experience and yet to place here for the Hawkeyes, but you know what? He's beaten a lot of All-Americans in his career, wrestles a physical match. And I think, you know, Coach Brands would talk about his tournament that was in a match last year in the consolations where he kind of threw himself to his back against the Cowboy Nolan Boyd. Boyd went on to become an All-American, and Brooks wasn't. So Brooks in on a shot. Nice job, nice finish on that. Really good, ran the pipe really well.
Textbook by Sammy Brooks.
You know, and you know, we've seen one thing here, that the Hawks seem to be in pretty good condition all the way through their matches. They've been the better conditioned team to this point. Nice job on the escape there by Rogers.
And 50th meeting between Oklahoma State and Iowa in the 100th year of wrestling for the storied program of Oklahoma State. They were Oklahoma A&M early on, and 34 national titles later, they are in their 100th year. And what a way to come up and celebrate the start of their 100th year, Jim.
Another Brooks in on that shot again, doing a great job. Yeah, just doing a great job of that old run the pipe. You know, straddle that leg and get the man moving towards the leg that's up, right? And Rogers has nothing for that. So, you know, bonus points right now with 4 matches to go are going to be critical. Hawks favored in this match, of course, and probably with this match with 3 matches to go. Hawks favored in this match and also favored at 97. And there's a wrist tilt. He's able to get it. 1 count. Now he's got to load him up on his hips. He's able to do that. There's the count. This will go all the way to 4.
That's 4 points. 4-point near fall for Sammy Brooks. Now it's 8-1.
in the first period, and this is what the doctor ordered for the Hawkeyes.
Again, like I was trying to mention, 3 matches left. Bonus points are critical here because the Cowboys will be favored at heavyweight, and at 97, Iowa will be favored. So split those. This is a match where you can go ahead and jump out and get that 8-point decision. You're going to give another point to your team. And Brooks is well on his way to doing just that. I like this 4-point near fall. You know, it's tough to turn a guy in college, and you are well rewarded for being able to keep a man down on his back. There he is. He's got
there
the
he goes again.
Tilt. Yeah. Rarely do you see a fall off of a single wrist ride like that for a tilt, but that's another 4.
4 more. And remember, you win by 15, it's 5 points. So this is a big start for Sammy Brooks in front of 42,000 plus. One would think that you'd never see 31,000 plus again outside, but today it has happened, and Sammy Brooks is making it happen.
Well,
here.
You know, one more escape takedown, so, you know, you've got a 15-1 score plus riding time. All right, 15-1 score plus riding time. Plenty of time. Looking over at the Iowa corner, see if there's a release call here. Telling him, Morningstar, Coach Morningstar is talking about staying behind the arms. Now he gives him the release. Again,
Escape.
takedown here would make it 17-2, and that's it, technical fall. But Brooks gives up the position.
Does not give up the takedown.
Yeah. And the Hawks are in a comfortable position here with this team. Just any bonus points will do. I think that they'd like to see Brooks just hit something solid, just go back to that near shot, right? There it is, run the pipe, now he's gonna bring it up.
Treetop, 2.
That's
it's
it.
over, a technical fall for Sammy Brooks, 5 points for the Hawkeyes. They jump from 10 to 15, they go out in front 15 to 13. Sammy Brooks, your winner at 184.
Phenomenal day for wrestling.
Marsden out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. All-American as a sophomore. Missed it last year. Sammy Stoll out of Minnesota. Redshirt freshman. Was behind Telford, has Telford in the room along with Ben Burhow. Good workout partners.
You know, all the guys that have great workout partners, you know, you think that, you know, a lot of 285-pounder heavyweight wrestlers don't get the type of big guys that they need to go against, but you've got Burhow and Telford, and so I expect to see a freshman that's wise beyond his years in this situation, and you know, it's comfortable for him. Marsden is the type of wrestler, he's got the full array of attacks. You know, I think John Smith would like to see more out of him as far as that goes, but he's also tough in the top position. You know, what a weight class that has been over the last few years, that 285-pound weight class at the NCAAs, the athletic ability, you know, national champion, Nick Wisdowski's back, Adam Kuhn from Michigan. The Big Ten has just been loaded with solid heavyweights, and now Stoll has an opportunity to join that group.
Sam Stoll out of Cosino Motoville High School, Cass in Minnesota.
Came out of high school, one of the top recruits in the country, top recruit in his weight class.
Both these guys compete internationally. Sam Stoll was a bronze medalist in the Junior Worlds in Greco in 2013, and Marsden, freestyler in Junior World. His uncle Charlie Cross was a football player at Iowa and player for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Both these athletes kind of settling. You know, early in the match, you kind of see a little bit more, you know, snatch single where you don't leave your, don't go down to your knees. You kind of reach for it, see if you get a guy stepping into it. But Marsden is able to drop to the knee and come back up. He does have that skill set.
Won state championships, not at heavyweight, but at 189 and 215, so he's worked his way up.
Got
good
bigger.
looking body, and like I said, sophomore All-American. Last year missed out.
I think there's some mileage here for Stoll here with that left-handed underhook he's got. They're going to go off the mat. Oh, actually, Marston looked like he was circling back in, but Stoll's going to get the call.
So warning, stalling, circling out.
You know, if I'm in the Oklahoma State corner, I'm not altogether. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It looks like Marston needs to pick up the pace. Again, he's having a difficult time with that left-handed underhook. Stoll will get back in that thing. I think he could really push him around a little bit. So he's in on it right now. And Marston just appears to be settling.
Oklahoma State now with a 10-team conference, the Big 12. From 4 to added 6 teams. Bob Bowlesby, the commissioner of the Big 12, John Smith gives him a lot of credit, but that's good for the sport, Jim. And that opportunity now in the Big 12 with teams like Utah Valley and San Diego or South Dakota State, Northern Colorado, and others.
Air Force, Wyoming.
Mark Branch doing a great job at Wyoming, and former several-time NCAA champion for the Cowboys.
I dinged him again. You know, and I think, you know, you look over at the Oklahoma State corner.
They're going, what are you thinking?
Yeah, what is he thinking? Because you've got to address this if you're. See, look at how high the right elbow of Marston is. You know, you don't let a guy get that high on you. That's why I think that Stoll has some mileage here. If he can push him around a little bit there, and he's already got the call. So kind of identified that pretty early as what Marston is accepting.
And you talked about it, that Marston does have great attacks, but it's kind of like if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around, does anybody hear it? Did it really make a sound? I mean, does he really have the attack if he doesn't attack?
I don't think the tree's falling and nobody's around. So. Double leg, there's what I'm talking about. He does have the ability to score like that. So.
And he made us all hear that one. What a great shot by Marston there. He might have heard me say something because he does have it. What a shot.
There's 42,000 people in the forest and the tree just fell.
And everybody heard it.
And this is the other part of the match where, you know, Stoll is still a freshman and you want to challenge freshmen in the bottom position. And so, you know, I would assume that he would want to stay up here just to maybe possibly turn him.
The crowd trying to urge Stoll to his feet.
See how he's allowed the right elbow and the right wrist to get, right elbow's out, the right wrist gets captured. And I don't really, like I said, you always want to test freshmen in the bottom position, and Marston really wasn't active enough in this match to be able to do that.
We go to the third period
Of the stall warning and point that was given out. So it makes it a 3-1 score. And Stoll chose neutral. So there's a little bit of a recognition there. They did not want Marston on top of him. 3-1 score. Again, if Stoll can get busy with that underhook on the left-hand side and take some ground, half shot. All right, now they're really wanting him to come hard with the spiral ride and break him down. Stoll, head down, shoelaces flat. We talked about this position. Now Stoll builds back up. I think they wanted, the Oklahoma State coaching staff would like to see Marston get a little bit higher, create some action. Not really responsive to his corner. And again, Stoll hanging on here. You probably see that this is a position that he struggled in. Is the down position. That's why he chose neutral to begin with.
30 seconds left in regulation time. Can Marston turn him?
and get the fall, and the Cowboys come away with a big victory, or will Stoll be able to keep his base?
He's
and
doing
the Hawkeyes win.
doing a good
We'll
job.
find out.
Doing a good job of keeping his wrist clean. Now he's building back up. Crowd trying to help him out. And
It's over. Marsden wins for the Cowboys with riding time 6-1. 3 points makes the score 18-16. The Iowa Hawkeyes over the Oklahoma State Cowboys, 18-16. The difference, Sammy Brooks and his technical fall are Cliff Keen, outstanding wrestler. Sammy Brooks, that technical fall, wow.
what an event, Tim.
I'm still living that heavyweight match, but I tell you what, a W is a lot more fun with this weather and this crowd and the way this thing went down. But the biggest thing is that we got to keep going forward now. Hey, great for the fans. That's all I can say. Great for the fans.